Hey folks, That Fix It Guy here. And today we're gonna be changing the battery in the old truck and I wanna see if we can get her up and running. All right, I tried to charge the battery, mission failed. But we're gonna actually take the old one out, we're gonna run it up, we'll exchange it, we'll grab a new one and we'll get it hooked up. So come along, let's get to fixing. All right, so in dealing with the battery, always have the safety glasses on, right? Like to go with some gloves. This is gonna be real simple and real quick. I have this baby Klein adjustable jaw right here. This little bad boy, I looked up the price on these. They were like 25 bucks for these little babies, all right? Well, I found one for $1 at a garage sale. It's an awesome find too. And so we'll just take this bad boy and really it's just get these loosened. It's not going to take much to do that. Okay, so let's pop the negative off first. Just set that aside. Then pop the positive off. Your battery's completely disconnected at that point. Just set that aside. Super simple. Now, we got to get down in here. See if I can zoom in a little bit here. And that right there is what's going to hold the battery in. Now, you could get a socket set and some other stuff for this, but I've just found this little wrench. I changed the battery on my wife's car a while back, and all I used was this little bad boy. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead with this. It's just good. I just wanted to show you, like, it's a good little small wrench for tight spaces. And honestly, it doesn't get any tighter than this right here. Like this. Okay. Oh, crap. Okay. All right, so we could continue to fiddle with this bad boy all day long, deep down in this hole, but we're not gonna do that. We're actually just going to go ahead. I ran to the garage. I grabbed this little small socket wrench with a 5/16 socket on it, and we're going to get down in here and we're going to pop that bad boy out. So much easier than having to deal with that. I wish I had a super long extension. That way I actually didn't even have to be down in here, but I do not. So all right, let's see how that rolls. Yeah, that was so much easier. And we're gonna, when we put this back, we're actually gonna go ahead and we're gonna put some PB Blaster or something on that bad boy. Just clean this up a little bit. Yeah, we'll just knock a little bit of that rust off there and make it look pretty. But that's good to rock and roll. Now you just remove this wedge right here that was down in there that holds the battery in place. And now we're able to just pop this out. Run it up to the store and grab a new one. Okay, so I'm just going to take a little bit of this PB Blaster right here, and I just want to kind of get this bolt, just kind of get it kind of hooked up, right? Like, I grabbed an old soldering brush that I had, an old wire brush, and just want to get those threads cleaned up and just make sure this is going to work a little bit better than it did. Try to get some of that rust off there. So we're ready to pop this bad boy back in now. Just set that right there. Take this battery, just set that battery right back in place. Take this wedge right here. And so this is just gonna wedge right down in here. We're gonna take it and put it back in the exact same way that we took it out. That's not the way. Okay. You can follow this. 2 ridges, 2 ridges. And then that's just going to be able to sit right back down in place. You'll be able to put that bolt back on. Switch this to ratcheting tight. So you switch this from loosening to now it's to tightening. And I think I'm going to have to invest in some longer extensions. Okay, so now that we've got the battery in there, you can see it's not going anywhere. Now, I want to know, does anybody else use this battery installation kit? I mean, the guy at the store was like, hey, you know, you want one of these, prevents terminal corrosion. I said, well, sure, man. I mean, you look at these connections, they're in good shape. There's really no corrosion on them at all. And so this one's got a little bit of rust on it, but overall it's not bad. So I was just thinking, sure, why not, man? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hook this stuff up. So it's got a little grease inside, and then it also has these little pads. And so what you actually do, it says once this is all hooked up, you coat the washers with the grease, put the green washer on the negative, and then the red obviously on the positive. And so we'll just pop this apart and get it hooked up. So you can see I've switched to rubber gloves. I switched just for this reason right here. And let's just see here. Okay. Got that all hooked up. So we'll just take a big old gobby of that. Just kind of get this rubbed in place here. Got one side all lubed up. Just do that on both sides, I guess. Just, you know, I'll end up trying to use it all, getting all this stuff put in there. You know, I feel like they could have just greased these up like this, and you could have just pulled them out of the package and just did that, and it would have been fine, instead of having to do this afterwards. But whatever, man. You guys use this stuff? Like, I just want to know, does everybody use this every time they do this? This is actually my first time ever using this. I've replaced a couple batteries, but you know, I did my wife's car not so long ago and I didn't use this stuff. Should I use it every time? Is a good question to ask. So we'll just get the back side of this hooked up. All good. Now I got these greasy fingers, so I'm gonna switch gloves again. And so it says on here, do not coat the cables or the posts with grease. So no posts, no cables, don't coat them with grease. Just have that right there on there. And then we're able to go ahead and hook this up. All right. So we'll go with the positive, get that bad boy in place. Sweetness. That's good to rock and roll there. Get this bad boy put on. And so you can see I ended up going with the Duralast battery. I didn't go with the gold, the premium. I went with the middle of the road. It's a 2-year warranty. This is the battery. The 65DL is what this truck rolls with. You know, I walked up to the guy at the counter and gave him my old battery. And he said, "What are you looking for?" Typed it in the computer. Asked me what size engine, which this is a 6-cylinder. And boom, this is yours. Good to go. Easy in, easy out. No problem. Go to AutoZone. Go to any auto parts store, really, and they're just going to be able to give you exactly what you need for your vehicle most of the time. So this side's good and hooked up. This side's good and hooked up. Okay, so this package right here actually says that once you're done and everything is hooked up and installed, you could take just this last little bit of grease and just stick it right around the top of this. So just a little bit of this right around the post and the connect right there. You get to rock and roll. Okay, so we'll go ahead. We'll shut the hood. We'll jump in and we'll hopefully fire her up. All right, so we're in here. And what are we fixing to do, Log?
Fire this thing up.
Okay, Logan wanted to be in here for the inaugural fire up. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to give this a go.
Logan has this.
All right, cool. All right, let's switch this around. All right, so we've got a check engine light. And we've got a sweet 229,177 miles on this bad boy. It's been on some trips, I'm going to tell you that. But we've got power. We've got an old tape deck. Factory. We might have to upgrade a little bit.
Let's put that.
But let's get it right here. And let's give her a fire. Okay? Oh. No. All right, so that was replacing our battery. As you can tell, I tried to fire it up and it didn't work out. Well, the battery's replaced. We do have power, but now we're on to another issue. That is what troubleshooting is, man. I kind of knew what we were going to get into whenever we started this, right? This truck hasn't ran in over a year, and I wish it would just start up, but that's not my luck, and that is not the case. I really hope you guys are enjoying the videos. If you could please subscribe to the channel, click the like button. We would greatly appreciate it. We're just trying to help, and I hope that we're doing that. Thank you very much, and we'll see you again real soon.